Hey film fans, my name is David. This is Film Collector Archive, and on today's video I am very excited to discuss the very recent Eureka UK release of one of my favorite films. This is a film by Carl Theodor Dreyer, and this is Vampyr. For those that are new to the channel, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. For those that have been to the channel before, you know how much I love horror films. Obviously, I've got my Halloween shirt on here from Fright Rags. But yeah, big horror film fan, and I'm getting to be more and more a fan of classic Hollywood and early silent film horror titles, or ghost films, or in this case vampire films, and I've always been a fan, but I'm really diving deeper into that end, more so than I am diving into more contemporary horror films at this point in my film journey. So when I first came across Vampyr, it was actually with the Criterion release, which we have right here, which is an absolutely exceptional release. The cool thing right off the bat with this particular release is that it does include the original source novel. That's the edition that I have here. I'm not 100% sure on whether or not they are still producing this bigger kind of box set digipack presentation with the original text, but if they are, and if you're able to find a copy, and you even have just a passing interest in classic horror, this is about the easiest recommendation there is. This is an exceptional film, one of the best films I have ever seen in terms of establishing mood and just an atmosphere that really fits its subject. So yeah, this now, I'm gonna say I haven't seen this second film, but I did recently come across this or add this to my collection, and I foresee that this would be a good pairing, would be Carl Theodor Dreyer's Vampyr, as well as pairing this with The Phantom Carriage. And I did recently, like I said, add that to my Criterion collection, and so I think next time I visit Vampyr with via the Eureka release here, I think I'm going to pair that with do a double feature and watch The Phantom Carriage for the first time. I've had some hearty recommendations on that film, so very much looking forward to that. I know with Phantom Carriage, I know Ingmar Bergman, I think, is a really big fan of that film. I don't know if that means anything to you, that are watching this video, but maybe it does. Ingmar Bergman, big fan of The Phantom Carriage. So I'm definitely looking forward to that double feature. So very, very quickly, I just want to show this release. So here is the book. So this contains the original source novel in a very well presented book. And then not only that, but we get our standard digipack presentation of the Criterion disc with an additional stapled booklet. So this is not a leaflet, this is a full booklet with very dense text here, great photographs, an interview here. So just a wonderful presentation. This is one of my favorite Criterion releases ever. And was, again, a blind purchase back when I purchased this film several years ago during one of the sales. And yeah, you know what? And I just want to make sure. I want to make sure that I am correct on. I'm going to stop myself here. I am going to give myself a big correction here. The book here, this is not the original source novel. I'm so sorry. This is the screenplay by Carl Theodor Dreyer and Kristen Jewell. And then we have Carmilla by Sheridan Le Fanu. So I'm sure, and please do help me out in the comments on maybe clarifying what I have done a horrible job at clarifying here on what's included in the book here. So we have the screenplay, Vampyr the screenplay, and then yeah, Camilla listed here. So I'm not, so maybe Camilla is the original source text. I should have been much more prepared on this, and I do apologize for that. But definitely let me know down in the comments if you have some additional light to shed on this. I've seen the film multiple times since I've purchased this set, but obviously have not dove in on the book yet. But this is a really astonishing release from Criterion. Obviously, I have some work to do on making sure I get to all of the extras that are included here. But that is the Criterion release. Now, or one more thing on here. I'm sorry, I feel like I'm babbling at this point. Just a quick note on the supplements on disc that are included here. We have a high definition digital transfer of the original German language version of the film from the 1998 restoration by Martin Korber and the Cineteca di Bologna with uncompressed binaural soundtrack, alternate version with English text, audio commentary with Tony Raines, Carl Theodor Dreyer, a 1966 documentary, video essay, and then a radio broadcast, and then the booklet that's included, that's aside from the Writing Vampyr book. So that's an overview of what's included there. Now, we had an announcement for this Eureka release, and I was very excited. Yeah, it would have been cool to see this disc in like a native 4K disc presentation, but we do get a Blu-ray presentation here from Eureka. So this is the UK release, and this is a Region B locked release, so that is something to be aware of. If you don't have Region B capability, you might want to look elsewhere, but I would suggest that you look into getting a region free player. For about $150, you can go region free and begin playing discs in regardless of region, which is a really great kind of freedom to have as you are going about collecting films, is just being able to play whatever disc you would like. So this is one of the more premium Eureka releases. This is a part of their Masters of Cinema series. This is spine number 262, and we get the hard box presentation as well as we get a booklet included in here as well. So what I'd like to do is just go ahead and quickly unbox this and show you exactly what you get here. All right, so plastic comes off easy enough, and this is a J card that you can just pull right off, and I'm always careful about doing so. If you'd like to pause, I am filming in 4K, so you should be able to get a pretty good look at the text there if you want to pause and do that. And looks like nothing to speak of at all here on the back. Maybe a wasted opportunity. I always feel a little bit shortchanged when we don't get any kind of artwork on the back. But we do get a very striking cover here. Really, really like that. I like both of them. So here they are side by side, the cover presentations. Love both of them. But yeah, there's the cover. There is the spine. You can see number 262. Sorry if that's not really focusing there. And then let's crack this open. So we get our disc presentation here, and there is the Blu-ray cover and the same listing of supplements and everything on the back. No reversible artwork, but let's show you here. I'll pop the disc out here. So there is the disc art, and then here you actually get some artwork inside that is pretty neat. Okay, so that is all that there is to speak of in terms of the Blu-ray case presentation, just the disc. No booklet or anything included in there, but we get a very nice looking perfect bound book included here. You have the Masters of Cinema series listing on the back, again showing the spine number there, but a substantial book here, and this clocks in at just shy of 100 pages. And we'll open this up and show you again. If you want to pause, you can. So that has a table of contents. Let's read through this really quick. So we have production and cast credits, Vampyr Danish film program, film production, Carl Dreyer, Vampyr, an interview with Baron Nicholas de Gunsberg, imagination and color, some notes on the restoration of Vampyr, Vampyr production stills, notes on viewing, and Blu-ray credits. Let's give you an idea, just filling the sheer weight of this book and coming in at just under 100 pages, you know you're going to get some really nice reading material here. Some great photographs, some more photos, and this is really cool. So some striking black pages there with the white text, so it kind of switches presentation there a little bit. And then we jump into Imagination and Color by Carl Theodor Dreyer. This article is a transcript of a lecture given by Dreyer at the Edinburgh Film Festival on August 29th, 1955. It gives immense insight into his thoughts on film stylization, and many of these ideas were given perhaps their most startling realization within his filmography in Vampyr. So that will be an interesting read. And then some notes on the restoration, which I always love reading. And then regarding the new restoration. And then we come into Vampyr production stills. So this is going to be very obviously photo, focus on photos here at the end, and that is indeed what takes us through to the viewing notes and then the Blu-ray credits. And then this great color, these great color reproductions of the posters on the back here. So really beautiful presentation. Put that back in the box. So again, here is Vampyr. This is the Eureka, the limited edition release. So once this sells out, whoops, if I can get this back out. Once the hard box with the nice thick book in here, once this sells out, then you will be left with a standard release, which is just the Blu-ray case here with the single disc inside. Obviously, you'll still get the on-disc supplements, which actually, let's take a look at that. So compared to, the Criterion release has some great supplements, but it looks like here we get an all-new 2K digital restoration. So the restoration with the Criterion release was back in the 90s, 98 I believe is what we said. This has an all-new 2K digital restoration of the German version by the Danish Film Institute, completed in 2020 after an extensive decade-long restoration process. We have an optional unrestored audio track, 2 audio commentaries with Tony Raines, and then one from Vampyr fan Guillermo del Toro. Big fan of del Toro, so I'm looking forward to listening to that. Then we have visual essay by scholar Casper Tyberg on Dreyer's Vampyr influences, new video interview with author and critic Kim Newman, which is always an absolute treat. I love Kim. He's one of my favorite people to listen talk about film. I could listen to Kim Newman for hours. He always seems so excited and so engaged with what he's talking on. I always find his pieces very engaging, and his knowledge is just through the roof. So Kim Newman on Vampyr's unique place within vampire cinema. 2 new interviews with music and cultural historian David Huckvale on the film's score and its adaptation of Sheridan Le Fanu. Carl Theodor Dreyer, 1966, a documentary which I believe is ported over from, or is also there on the Criterion disc. 2 deleted scenes removed by the German censor in 1932. The Baron, a short Masters of Cinema documentary about Baron Nicholas de Gunsberg, optional English subtitles, and then a 100, so they have it listed as a 100-page book here. I said just shy of 100 pages. A 100-page book featuring rare production stills, location photographs, photography, posters, the 1932 Danish film program, a 1964 interview with Baron Nicholas de Gunsberg, producer and actor Alan Gray, an essay by Dreyer on film style, like we went over, and writing by Tom Milne, Gene and Dale Drum, and film restorer Martin Korber. And just to give you some stats on the film, so this is from 1932 and clocks in at a runtime of a very short, very breezy 74 minutes. Like I said, I've seen this film multiple times, and it's one that I know is just, I'm just going to be a bigger and bigger fan with each viewing. I'm really excited to compare the new 2K digital restoration that's present on this disc and compare that to the Criterion release. This is one of those cases where I was very happy to double dip. I find both of these releases very necessary to have both copies. I have absolutely zero plans of getting rid of my Criterion edition. Very happy to have both copies on the shelf. Let me know down in the comments what your history is with this film. Is this one you've seen? Have you not seen this film? If you haven't, I highly recommend watching it. It's just a wonderful silent film, and one that I think if you give it a chance, it will become it'll be one that could very easily join your regular Halloween time viewing, or kind of join that rotation. I know that's certainly the case for me, that I really get in the mood to watch this one around Halloween time. But let me know down in the comments what your experience is with this film, and are there other silent films that you really enjoy? Let's continue that conversation down in the comments. I hope you're doing really well, and until next time, I hope you're also able to watch a lot of great films.